guys? Local John 1812 and
jrod 84.
and today is Friday
July 26th.
That's right. Tonight would be the Major League Baseball still going on.
Yeah, I said the second half of the season kicked up rather.
So speaking of the baseball, we have camps going around NFL. Everybody showing up to.
Yeah, the NFL season though, about a little over a month away. Everybody's reporting to training camp.
And we also still have continuous coverage of like NASCAR going on and golf. So we wanted to welcome you guys in. Those are just a few little subjects that we might bring up to Sports Talk with Local John and jrod. And those are just a few things we could touch on. Those are a few things that are going on right now. Jay, what else is really going on? Kicking off the show now, what do you want to kick the show off with? Is it preseason college football or preseason football itself? What is it?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of stuff we could. Probably the main thing we probably just want to get out. Honestly, the NBA. Ever since the finals ended around June 13th, about a month and a half later, there's been a lot of activity going on in the NBA with free agency and all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of course, as I'm sure you know about all. I'm sure you've seen ESPN. You've seen all the big trades. That it went down between teams.
That's right. And it's been a bunch of moves. I'm pretty sure you guys are well aware of them by now. It could change a lot of the landscape of basketball, who makes what part of the finals and who goes on the conference finals and so what. The key thing is on paper these things could change a lot of stuff, but the reality sets in next year is, will these people be able to hold up to their health and be able to play continuously and effectively the same way without being injured? And that's the key thing, because we saw this year. I think a lot of people firmly believe if Golden State was healthy, they would have won a championship again. But unhealthy Golden State lost. So this goes to anybody who's teaming up now. Lakers, Brooklyn, anybody. You're teaming up. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Well, if you don't stay healthy, guess what? You'll lose too.
Yeah, unless you get, unless the bench, that the bench, that comes through.
Yeah, it had to be a really cohesive team, productive bench to pull something off like that off. Like if the Raptors would have had somebody like, no offense, we're Kentucky fans, but like if the Raptors would have had like, like Bradley Beal and John Wall instead of Kawhi Leonard, I don't think they win the NBA championship, even with the Warriors hurt. And Bradley Beal and John Wall are great players, and the reason why I add those two together is because those two together would equal a skill set of Kawhi Leonard. So I can't just say John Wall by himself, because people would be like, can't replace Kawhi with John Wall. That's fine. I'll put Bradley Beal with him. And the Raptors would not have won. It just, because they had a superstar like Kawhi, they got it done.
Well, honestly, in my opinion, Kawhi, I guess you could say Kawhi, somewhat elevated himself, superstar status. Okay, he had 2 NBA titles with 2 different teams, and both of those times he's won the MVP. And with Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
Not just Leonard, but he's had a lot of, a pretty good core of good players around him. Well, he had Danny Green, who I believe played with Kawhi for a little bit in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
You have Serge Ibaka. You had Serge Ibaka. Gasol, Mark or Paul, I can't remember. Or Powell, I can't remember.
One of the Gasol brothers.
One of the Gasol brothers. Also, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam.
They had players. They had a good team. But it's just, regardless of how you want to sugarcoat it or say it, they were, if the Warriors were healthy and they had Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson the whole time, and Looney never gets hurt. Basically, the Raptors had their whole team. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have the whole entire Warriors team versus the whole entire Raptors team, the Warriors would have won. Well, there's no doubt about it. There's no question.
Well, honestly, they're probably. They would have. see, yeah, they would have won. I see, it probably would have went to a game 7 or whatever. I just see, but then, then again, the finals was a month ago. I just see, get to all the free agency moves after the finals. Probably some of the big trades that you've already seen. Kevin Durant leaves Golden State and goes to Brooklyn. He and Kyrie Irving, are going to Brooklyn. I see. Durant's deal, I believe, is 4. It's 4 years. Am I right?
Something like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I think Irving's deal is the same thing.
And Davis went to the Lakers.
Yeah, Anthony Davis leaves New Orleans to go to the Lakers.
And they also have Boogie Cousins.
Yes, the Cousins. And, they also still have LeBron and, Rondo.
And they also have
Kuzma,
which is a stud. He's a stud.
Yeah,
he's bad to the bone.
Yeah. Also others, the Clippers, they won big in the free agency lottery. They acquired Kawhi Leonard from Toronto. They managed to get Kawhi Leonard from Toronto, and they managed to land Paul George.
And also the Warriors did get who'd they get?
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell. So they'll be fine. I mean, Russell, Clay,
let's see.
Curry, Green, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yes, they're all fine.
They're gonna be okay. One thing to look forward to is rookies coming into the NBA. You got to watch out for Zion to see how good he plays and if he can stay healthy, and also because these are new people and new teams going along with the free agent thing here. Also, we got to look at our boy Tyler Hero. He lit it up in Summer League. He might be one of the best players, top 3 in Summer League this year.
Well,
for sure.
Well, based on what I saw from him, in Summer League, I wouldn't be surprised. If he plays, consistently, throughout the year, I see, he could be mentioned in the NBA Rookie of the Year conversation. It's a lot of rookies out here.
They're real good, all of them. Athleticism and stuff. It's there.
Honestly, they could all be mentioned. They're all good candidates, for. They could be candidates for Rookie of the Year, but we still got a long way to go before the season starts.
That's true. Injuries and playing time could become a problem. And
yes.
I tell you what, it makes me wonder exactly how good would Tyler have been if he just played one more year at Kentucky, because he was a top 14 pick. If he gets one more year at Kentucky and plays as good as he did in the Summer League, and he's playing that well at Kentucky, he'd be a top 5. Well, top 3 probably.
Well, I see. He could.
He could have been.
Yeah, he could have been.
So
let's say okay. Well, I see. Based on what I've seen from all of the rookies. Well, yeah, from all the rookies in the Summer League. I'd say they would do all right. Where they're at.
Yeah.
I think they would be. A pretty good fit. Okay, Of course, the number 1 pick overall, Zion Williamson, goes to New Orleans. Right. And obviously, also have, core players joining him, a bunch from the Lakers, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, etc. I guess, that makes...
Young. They're young.
That's
and athletic.
That makes New Orleans a young and athletic team.
So even if their time's not now, their time could be like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Or 4 years from now.
4 years, or sooner, possibly. Depending on how they gel.
Yep.
Okay, like the number 2 pick of the draft, John Morant, he's going to Memphis.
Yeah.
Now that's
I don't know about Memphis. I'm not for sure.
Memphis.
I don't know.
I'd have to give.
I don't know.
I had to give Memphis a little
that
time.
That might be a John Morant show only.
Maybe.
There's other people.
Maybe so. Sure. Well, let's say all around.
Should be interesting.
It should be a very interesting NBA season.
Let's take we got a camera guy holding the camera. So let's take a little 2-minute break, and then we'll come right back. We'll talk about what we want to talk about next. Where do you want to go? Football?
I guess we can dive a little bit into football.
We'll talk about some college NFL football. We'll be right back.
We're back. All right, guys, we're back. I say one more quick note. On the NBA. That's where we left off. I think ESPN showed there were a few teams who are the favorites for the 2020 NBA title.
Who's the top 3?
The top.
Do we know that? The Lakers.
Well, I don't think it was the top 3. They had several sources. They listed like 7 to maybe, I don't know, 7 to maybe 9 or 10, 7, 9, 10 teams that could possibly win the title next year.
But Lakers, obviously.
Yeah, the Lakers, Clippers, Warriors. I'm not gonna leave out the Warriors.
I think they were like 9 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah,
And most of them like upper 7 or higher.
I think so.
Yeah.
Lakers.
My bet is the Warriors will win next year.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking
And my Miami Heat will be good too.
Let's see: Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, the Bucks.
Oh yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yep. Milwaukee.
Philadelphia. I was gonna say. Oh, Utah, maybe.
Yeah.
Denver.
So those are. You can always find these on CBS Sports or ESPN. Just look up way too early, or you can go to VegasOdds.com and probably find the latest odds on these. So speaking of way too early, I've been seeing a lot lately too. Way too early. Well, that's college basketball more, but the top 25 for college football coming into the season. Do we know who sits at number 1 in that top 25 poll coming into the season? Is it Alabama or is it Clemson?
Well, it's going to. Well, probably either way you put it, it's either going to be Alabama, Clemson, somewhere sitting at 1 and 2.
Yeah, because
in the preseason top 25.
I thought I heard something where they said Vegas a couple months back had Alabama going into the season as a favorite to win. Who is Alabama's quarterback again?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, that's why they're going to win. He has plenty of experience.
Yeah, I mean is
this his 3rd season?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Basically,
Remember the freshman heroics when he came into the game in overtime and won the national championship?
Yes.
Were they playing Clemson?
No, they were playing Georgia.
Georgia. Oh, that was that one time that the Georgia snuck into the Final Four with Alabama, and then they ended up being Georgia, Alabama in the championship.
Yes.
And we talked about how the SEC was flexing strong muscle there.
Yeah, I just say
that was good.
I just say so. Basically, well, I'm thinking some probably like in the top 5. Of course, Alabama, Clemson, 1, 2. You're probably gonna have a few others, like maybe a few others in the top, not just top 5, maybe top 10. Maybe
Michigan State. No, Michigan.
No, Michigan, Oklahoma. Maybe
Ohio State. Is they gonna? No.
Yeah, maybe Ohio State, Georgia.
Oh, of course, Georgia. Kentucky.
Nah. No.
Terry touchdown.
I kind of wish,
TD.
but not quite.
Terry touchdown.
I just say, I said I read this article. I said, right now, I know we mentioned on, a previous show that kind of like college football was becoming kind of predictable. And well, I not necessarily don't want to say it's predictable, but I guess like in the last half of this decade, it's been Alabama, Clemson sitting at the top. I say both of them have, since 2015, both of them have the same identical overall records. They both ran through their respective conferences. And of course, ever since Alabama's been in every single college football playoff.
Right.
Clemson's been in the last 4.
Yep.
So
we just don't necessarily know 100% for sure what's going to happen, but we do know at least 99% sure what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Alabama, Clemson.
I would say pretty much. So probably when it comes time for the college football playoff appearance to be announced, it probably has a good 99% of the chance. 99% chance you're going to see once again for probably the 4th, 5th straight time, Alabama and Clemson in the playoff, one form or another.
And I will say this, my Kentucky Wildcats and Jay's Kentucky Wildcats will have more than 7 wins. We'll have more than 7 wins.
Well, that's, I'm not going to jump the gun. Because I know we lost, I know we lost a lot of star power, from last year. I said last year was definitely probably the most memorable season of Kentucky football, at least in our lifetime anyway.
Well, we got Terry touchdown coming back, and that's experience, and he's going to do better. We did lose Devontae Davis. What's his name?
It's Robinson.
Robinson, sorry. Yeah. We lost Robinson.
Yeah, so we lost Robinson to injury.
And he was supposed to be a really good safety. So that's not good. He was one of our top 4 best players. Did we lose some lighting camera guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it still? Can you still see everybody? We're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I
Good.
see we
Well, keep
got
going. Keep going.
it. I just say we got it. Well, I see. Well, basically, well, I guess I'll give my predictions. For the, I guess what they call the Power 5 conference winners. ACC, no surprise, 5th year in a row, Clemson. Clemson takes the ACC without question.
Watch out for Duke.
Well,
That's in basketball. Sorry.
Now you threw that.
I threw that out there. Go ahead.
Okay. The Big Ten.
Uh-huh.
The Big Ten's been kind of hard to figure.
I got a dark horse.
It's kind of been figured out. Well, it's kind of been hard to figure out for me. Okay, Michigan is projected to be the favorite, and it seems like for the most part, Michigan plays like they're the favorite to win the Big Ten. That is up until they run into their hated rivals, which is Ohio State, and Ohio State ends that dream.
This year, Michigan State, the Spartans will win the Big Ten.
Okay. Now
Michigan State.
I just see. Look, that's his prediction. Michigan State will win the Big Ten.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, the Big 12. The Big 12.
Who's over there? Is that Kansas and them?
Yeah.
Who's in the Big? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Kansas. 'Cause that's the only team I know. I'm not for sure about
Oklahoma.
Oh, the Sooners are over there. No.
Where have you been? Oklahoma's always been the Big 12.
I don't know about the Big 12 that much. I know in basketball, you talk about Big 12, and the only thing you think of is Kansas.
Yeah,
And I don't pay attention to Big 12 football, so sorry. I'll go with Kansas. Do they have a decent year sometimes, don't they?
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, we're not in Kansas at all. But we'll
and
go
yes,
with them.
you heard it straight from you heard it straight from the camera guy.
Are you going to go with Oklahoma?
Well, might as well go with Oklahoma.
Okay, I'm taking Kansas.
I mean, they got maybe a few, teams that may challenge. Maybe Texas, maybe Baylor.
Maybe Kansas.
I don't know.
All right.
Okay, at the end of the day, I'll pick Oklahoma to win the Big 12.
All right, fine.
All right.
Who's next?
Out west, the Pac-12.
Pac-12.
Pac-12's been. Honestly, the Pac-12, regardless of which conference, is damn near difficult to figure out.
It's like Oregon, isn't it, out there at Pac-12?
Yeah, they got Oregon,
Arizona State,
Stanford, Arizona State, Cal, Washington.
I'm gonna go with Washington there. I'm gonna go with Washington. I'm going with Washington. I'm gonna R in it, not Washington. Washington. I'm going with Washington.
Okay. I can't do it for the Pac-12 because it's impossible to figure out.
You can go Oregon. That's an easy one to pick. A lot of people pick them. The Oregon Ducks.
Well,
they're going with best uniforms again this year.
Oof.
They got some crazy uniforms, don't they?
Yeah,
and their basketball court's real weird too. It's got that print on it and all that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well.
You go Washington though.
Okay, Pac-12. Okay,
and you going Washington too then?
No, I'm not picking Washington. I don't have a pick for the Pac-12.
Gosh darn it!
All right. Yeah. Last but not least, we go to the beloved SEC, which about a good 90% of the time you're gonna have to pick with none other than Alabama.
It's either Alabama, Auburn, or Georgia.
Well, actually, for the last few years, it's probably going to either be Alabama, Georgia.
Right.
Both. Okay, Alabama's probably going to win the West. Georgia probably going to win the East, and probably once again meet the SEC championship game, which Georgia will probably build a double-digit lead. I said, well, maybe now.
I'm saying no because it's going to be Kentucky. Kentucky will win the SEC.
Oh.
Don't laugh about it, Cameron, man. Stay still.
Anyway, that would be a dream scenario.
I want to write all these down when I get home later so I can call Jay up every time it happens. I told you.
I just said that's just a dream scenario, but let's see. But more than likely, like I said, more than SEC is gonna come down between Alabama and Georgia. They'll meet the SEC championship game again, which I'm almost sure of.
Right.
Not definite. Georgia will probably build a double-digit lead, and Alabama will come back and win, go to the playoff again.
That's what it seems like, don't it? We talked about that earlier.
It's pretty much. Well, anything can happen.
That's why I was like
anything. But anything.
I don't think Kentucky will win it, but I'm going to root for them to win it. But maybe they'll I doubt that, but it's probably going to be Alabama, Georgia. But that's why those other conferences, I don't really like Pac-12. I really didn't know much about them, or the Big 12. Sorry, but Kansas. But I'll take Kansas anyways because Kansas had a decent start to a year last year, I think. So they could be building on something. But as far as when it comes to, Washington is actually a really good football team, and they've been having good seasons, and I think they're primed to do something. And Michigan State has been on these games against Michigan and other people where they have this battle and they've been doing okay. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, right?
Well, I said, Michigan State maybe could, but of course, I said, but probably like the big guys of the conference: Ohio State, Michigan, possibly Penn State.
Yeah, nifty Lions.
Called. Could have a say in that.
Is it like a? I got to see that nifty Lion mascot again. I haven't seen their mascot in a while. And I just wonder what he's been doing. He's at the game.
Oh.
Speaking of that, we ought to have a segment next time about the best mascot in college sports. We'll do that next time, okay? Sports Illustrated does it sometimes. Is that it for college football?
Yeah. Okay.
We want to take another commercial break.
All right, that's it. All right.
All right,
let's take another part 3 of this show.
And I'm gonna
now we segue. Okay.
I'm gonna jump because you jumped in earlier and brought back up the fact about what did you bring up earlier? You forgot about the.
It was the front runners for the NBA title.
And now I'm going to do the front runners for mascot of the year, and it's not going to be that fake animal nifty lion because it's not even a real animal. Moving on. Next. That's it.
Anyway.
We'll do the mascot. When are we going to do this mascot thing? In about a week?
I guess we.
Let's do the mascot.
Okay, we can throw it in there.
In about a week or so, mascot.
All right.
NFL time. Go for it.
All right. Now we move on to the NFL. Okay. All of the teams, are reporting to training camp right now. I just, getting ready for the upcoming season. And
big news. Tyreek Hill will not be suspended by the NFL, and it is a final thing. It is done. He was charged, or not charged, he was investigated, then dropped the case. Then they re-picked up the case because they heard of some type of phone message between him and his spouse or girlfriend. And then, in between that conversation, it was investigated again, and the NFL was looking at it along with the police. And the police decide not to charge him again, and they just dropped the thing right now. It's done. And the NFL has decided not to.
Well,
suspend.
I see. Basically, there wasn't enough evidence.
There's not enough
visible evidence.
Good.
That's on the table.
So that helps out Kansas City.
I just said so. Tyreek Hill is able to report to training camp with the Chiefs. That's just get that out of the way.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I say it's a good thing. Well, and just like I say, the NFL season, officially kicks off, September 5th, the opening game, Patriots Steelers, the opening season. We, I just see, real
That's
quick.
a different Steeler-looking team too, won't it be?
Well, actually, both teams look, really different.
Look really different. Yeah,
they look different.
It's true.
I see. So really quick, I guess, we'll run through. Okay, division winners. Starting with the AFC East, which basically, this is basically like, AFC. Well, hell, I just say AFC East. Just put the Patriots down.
Well, see, you got the Jets, you got the Patriots, you got the Bills, and you have the Dolphins. I'm actually going to lean. I will lean the Patriots, but I'm telling you,
probably I don't know.
I think the Jets are going to win a little bit more games than what they did, and I think they could cause the Patriots the number 1 seed in the overall because I think the Jets can steal a game or two.
Well, possibly. They did pick up Le'Veon Bell.
That's going to help them.
As which could be a big help.
Let's go next conference.
Next division, the AFC North.
AFC North.
You got Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Okay, this division.
This one's gotten a little bit tighter.
This one, this one's pretty interesting. Baltimore, had a pretty good team. Let's see, Lamar Jackson, came in, second half of the season, he helped carry the Ravens into the playoffs. And, they sent Joe Flacco out, and Lamar Jackson, is in the quarterback. Let's see.
I don't know what to think about Pitt.
Pittsburgh.
I don't know what to think about them.
You know what? I don't. Well, this is going to be different for Pittsburgh.
And I tell you this though, and I can tell you who's going to finish dead last in that division: Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'd like to have faith in Cincinnati, but I just
Dead
don't.
last.
I just don't.
They're in the basement in that division.
Yeah, probably the team that may surprise some folks, Cleveland.
Cleveland will surprise folks. They could be number 2. I don't think they're number 1, and here's why. Baker Mayfield is an athletic, pretty good quarterback. I think you agree with that.
Yeah.
But experience-wise, I got to give it to Big Ben. And the Baltimore's quarterback is really athletic.
Lamar Jackson, yes.
Really good athletic. But I'm giving experience to Big Ben.
Yeah,
and I'm giving coaching experience. Do they still have the same?
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. I'm giving coaching and quarterback experience, so I'm going to pick Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Pittsburgh can win, but Cleveland could be a surprise.
I think Cleveland's got better pieces, but I just think the experience with quarterback and coaching, I'm going to give it to Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that who you're going with too then?
Yeah.
Just on that? Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So we've agreed so far.
All right. Okay, moving on to AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's a defending division winner. But this one, I think I'm gonna have to go with the blue and white of Indianapolis here.
Yeah, the Colts are going to win this one. Andrew Luck is finally going to be completely healthy, ready to go for a full season. They're going to protect him. They'll be good. And then once again, I'm going coaching and quarterback. Or did they get rid of their coach? They still got him?
I think.
Even if it doesn't matter, I'm going with quarterback for sure.
Yeah,
I'm going Andrew Luck.
Yeah, I just think Luck had a healthy 2018. I mean, they started off slow, but then they rebounded and carried them in the divisional round of the playoffs. And I think that momentum. Granted, Luck stays healthy again, barring
that's going to be the key.
Not the injuries to him or to anybody else.
If not, the Texans could win it again if Andrew gets hurt.
Yeah,
So.
I just say I'll take the Colts.
I'll take the Colts as well.
Okay, all right. Moving on to the AFC West, which of course I know you're gonna love this. The beloved Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep, San Diego, or not San Diego anymore.
The LA Chargers.
LA.
I think the AFC West. That's probably gonna come down to either the Chiefs or Chargers.
And of course you got Denver and Raiders, but will it be the first year the Raiders are in actual Vegas this year?
No, I think it's next.
Year.
I think it's next year to go to Vegas.
But they won't matter. They're not. I don't think they're going to matter too much. But I'll give it to. I'm going to go again with Kansas City. Just had a great year last year. All they did was add pieces, especially on defense. They didn't really lose much on offense.
Well, I said not much. I mean, they did lose Kareem Hunt, but they still got everybody else.
But they had him in the playoff. They were without him since like week 12 or something of last year. Mm-hmm. So this ain't like a brand new thing without Kareem. So they're fine. And of course they added Frank Clark and Honey Badger. Yeah,
Tyrann Mathieu.
That was what was killing Kansas City last year was defense. They've added the defensive pieces to that, and they have. And I'm gonna go back to this again. The best quarterback and the best coach in that division. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. That's the best quarterback coach combo. There you go. That's who wins the game.
Yeah,
that's who wins the division.
Yeah. So,
and if that's the case, and you agree with that, we went everything on the AFC side the same.
Okay. All right.
Quickly, we're down to very little battery left. We got to do NFC quickly.
All right. Okay. NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got Dallas, Philly, Giants, and Washington.
I am going to take. I'm going to take Dallas to win that division. I am going to take Dallas.
Ugh.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm taking Dallas as long as Ezekiel Elliott gets to play, and he's playing with the Cowboys. If he plays with the Cowboys the whole season, no contract, no other issues, I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys if he's healthy.
Yeah, that's this one for me is hard, kind of a little bit difficult, but it's going to come down to either between Dallas and Philadelphia.
Yeah,
one of the two,
obviously.
Yeah. All right. Okay. The NFC.
Who are you taking? If you had to pick right now, if Zeke is healthy, everybody's healthy, you don't have to worry about anybody leaving the team. Who are you taking?
I may give a slight edge to Philly.
Okay.
Slight edge.
So there's the first disagreement. He's taking Philly on a slight edge.
All right. And okay, the NFC North: Chicago, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota.
The Bears are the Bears right now. They had a pretty good season last year, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, say that smash mouth defense.
But how good are the Bears versus the Packers were just down that much and didn't cause that much havoc in the division?
Oh.
And Aaron Rodgers was out a lot.
Yeah, well.
I'm taking the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Don't they have a new coach?
Yeah, Matt LaFleur, I think is his name. Uh, I said, but okay, I think we'll take Green Bay.
You gonna take Green Bay too? I thought you were gonna go with Chicago. You gonna go with Green Bay? I feel you, because you know why? Because you believe, like I believe, some quarterbacks you just can't stop no matter who they got around them.
Well,
Aaron
well,
Rodgers is just a Superman.
but not necessarily. But it may come down between Chicago and Green Bay, but I guess I could slight edge with the Packers.
Okay.
All right. Okay. The NFC South: Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans, Tampa Bay.
Ooh, and you know what? Bounce back year for the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna go out on a limb. A lot of people would either took New Orleans or Atlanta here. I'm gonna go Carolina Panthers. I think Christian McCaffrey has a better season, and I think Cam Superman Newton does what he's got to do, and I think I'm gonna take Carolina there.
Okay, that's a bold one.
That is a bold one.
Yeah, that is a bold one.
I like him.
Well, I mean, let's see, if everybody stays healthy, and Drew Brees still has that golden arm, that 40-year-old golden arm of his, I guess, I'll go with the Saints. Because I know the Saints are hungry as hell for revenge after what happened to them in the NFC Championship game last year.
I think most people in that division would put New Orleans, then Atlanta as the second best, and then Carolina third or fourth.
Probably, those three are probably going to be in the lockjaw.
Yeah.
I just see, reason why I'm picking New Orleans, you still got Drew Brees as quarterback. I just see two things we're missing. One was defense, which the Saints had last year, and they had a running game with Alvin Kamara. I see if they keep it up, I see Saints could, repeat, as division champs, and then possibly move on a little bit further. And
maybe actually be the Super Bowl we should have had last year, which would be Kansas City versus New Orleans. Everybody wanted to see that.
Well, possibly, yeah. I see, could have offense all across the field.
So now, what's left? What's the last
is the NFC West. You got the LA Rams, Arizona, San Francisco, Seattle. This
should be easy.
This should be easy.
This is easy.
The LA Rams.
The Rams are going to win that division.
That means you got Jared Goff at quarterback, got Todd Gurley at running back.
Yeah, this same crew.
Yeah.
I don't know. Surprisingly, the Niners might do a little bit better. They're not going to win that division, but the Niners might be a wild card team.
Maybe.
Because they did okay last year, didn't they?
Well,
they started to pour it on towards the end. I like Kittle, their tight end. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, and and somehow for a while I've had a small soft spot for Seattle. I mean, they don't have the pieces that they did. I mean, Russell Wilson, is still doing good.
Right.
But I guess, at the end of the day, I guess I have to go with the LA Rams.
Seattle, dark horse there to maybe finish second, wild card team. Look out for San Francisco to win a few more games. Maybe if they get lucky, some injuries happen to some other teams, maybe they can sneak into a wild card themselves.
Yeah.
So I think the only ones we really disagreed on were...
I see the NFC South and the NFC East.
Who'd you take in the South?
The South I took New Orleans, and the East I took Philly.
And I took Carolina.
Yeah, you took
And I took Green Bay.
No, you took Carolina in the South, Dallas in the East.
Sorry, yeah. Dallas in the East and Carolina in the South. So that's the only two teams. That's unreal. So in the NFL, we pretty well think alike. College football, Michigan State, baby. And Kentucky. And the Penn State mascot, you're horrible. Not even a real animal.
Well, pretty much we predicted the two teams that we pretty much know who's going to be in the playoff again. Alabama, Clemson.
I'm going to take Alabama by 10. Or no, wait, I'm going to take Alabama by 6.5. That makes it easy. All right. So,
all right, guys.
That's all we have. We'll be back about another week or so, and we'll talk about some mascots.
Yeah.
We'll actually give you
some other stuff.
we'll get you something to look forward to. Why don't you guys comment down below what you think about the mascots in college football and sports in general, college sports in general. Tell us what you think about the mascots and who do you think deserves to be the best mascot in the division or in the whole entire landscape of college basketball, college sports, period. And don't go with just your favorite team. Go with a cool mascot.
I mean, with just just college game, just saying all of sports, period.
All of sports, all of them. All right.
All right, y'all.
Donald Duck counts.
Okay.
All right, that's the wrap, y'all.
Bye.